So we are talking a lot about flattening the curve these days around COVID-19 and how that is very, very important. One more curve we need to flatten in our life for long-term benefit is actually flattening the insulin curve, because that is the correct way to control our weight and therefore all the diseases that go with having too much fat, too much cholesterol in our body. So paradoxically, eating fat actually does not make us fat, it makes us thin. Fasting and eating less carbohydrates, fasting will help us lose weight, of course, but eating less carbohydrates is the most important thing in losing weight. Here is a very, very good example. So the top graph is standard diet, breakfast, lunch, dinner. This is what is happening to our blood sugar levels. This is what is happening to our insulin levels. CHO is carbohydrate. We take out carbohydrate. As you can see, all the mountains and valleys are disappearing. It's becoming much smoother. And then you add a bit of fasting and it almost becomes like a simple straight line. No highs and lows, which means no happy and sad times, nice and peaceful, continuous times that we get. One of the most important things not to eat. This is the biggest problem we have had in the last 20, 30, 40 years is everybody said, don't eat fat. Eating fat gives you cholesterol. Eating low fat will help because it will remove fat from our body. It will lower our cholesterol. That is absolutely wrong. More and more studies are showing that is not the case. So when we remove the fat in our food items, usually manufacturers will replace the fat with carbohydrates, and they will use all these very clever names to hide the fact that they have added sugar to our food. They will call it maple syrup, malt extract, maltose, dextrin, invert sugar, all these sort of names, but basically it is concentrated, refined sugar. So from today onwards, one thing you should do is ban low fat, buying anything which is saying low fat or anything which says light. All these foods which are having these words, do not buy them. Completely remove them from your house and move to natural food, natural fats. They're absolutely healthy. Cooking in coconut oil, cooking in mustard oil, absolutely much better. Cooking in ghee is much better than all the safolas and all these things which are completely refined and processed in factories. They cause a lot of problems. So they need to go. Then we have this worry that if I don't eat carbohydrates, how will I get energy? How will my body manage? So let me start by this. We have all heard of essential fatty acids or omega-3 fatty acids. Give us good health, antioxidants, keep us healthy, keep our skin in very good condition, keep our brains sharp, we are better thinking. And these are some of the examples. We have heard about essential amino acids, very, very important for our muscles, again, for our cells, and various sources to get essential amino acids. Our body cannot make these things. Therefore, it is essential. We cannot manufacture them. We have to take them from the outside. Essential fatty acids, essential amino acids. You have never heard of anything called essential carbohydrates. There is nothing called essential carbohydrates. If our body needs carbohydrates, it has enough mechanisms in the liver to make it. It can convert from protein to carbohydrates. It can convert from fats into carbohydrates. So if the body has low sugar, it can make its own sugar. There is no medical condition called low sugar unless you have a disease or you're taking some medicine which might be lowering your blood sugar level. But by itself, the body will not go into a low sugar state. That's why we don't have anything called essential carbohydrates, because we don't really need any carbohydrates in our body. But manufacturers are pushing lots of carbohydrates into our body. Why is also this making sense? Because traditionally, that's how we grew up. If you go back into ancient history, we were living in caves, we were living in forests, we were hunting, or we might be finding, if we were vegetarians, we might find a tree with fruits. We go and break the fruit and come back and we eat as a community. So either we were killing an animal like a deer, come back home, eat it together, or we might eat fruits and vegetables and seeds and all those things. So we would have a big feast in the cave, eat together. After that, maybe next day, next 2 days, 3 days, maybe 1 week, there is no animal to kill or there is no tree to find. So we will be fasting. That did not mean that your human race died in the caves. If that happened, we would not be here. Actually, the opposite happens. When we are fasting, our hormones go up. Our body works better in empty stomach. You think about the last time you were in a meeting. After a meal, we get what is called as brain fog. You want to lie down. You want to take a little bit of rest. On the day you were really busy, you missed lunch, or you had a late breakfast or late dinner, body is full of energy, you can get more work done. That is because our body makes something called ketones. And our other hormones, opposite of insulin hormones, they go up. Adrenaline, growth hormone, cortisol, they go up. Because the body says, I need energy, I need to go and find more food. For the caveman, they had to go hunting. And when you go hunting, you need 2 or 3 special skills. You have to know how to work in a team. You should know how to lead a team. You have to work together with new ideas how to trap the animal. So our team working skills, our leadership skills, and our lateral thinking, innovation skills actually go up because of these ketones in our brain. So if you want to be a very good leader, you want to be a very good manager, actually working in a fasting state improves your brain power. When I'm on call, I don't eat because my decision making is better. My mood is calm. I can make better decisions without getting angry with my team. My junior doctors are also happy with me. Now we come to modern time. And if you go to the village, even now they are probably following this. In the morning, they don't get up and start eating. They will pack their food, go to the fields, work until maybe 11, 12 o'clock, then sit under a tree, have their first meal of the day, continue to work. Then before sunset, they will have the second meal of the day. Then they will go to bed. We were not supposed to have breakfast. This is a complete myth. We don't need breakfast. Kellogg's made the rule that breakfast is the most important meal of the day because they had to sell cornflakes. There is no need for breakfast. It was never designed like that. This is all a modern system that we have started following. So when should we eat? This is what is the main principle of intermittent fasting. I've been talking a lot about insulin. Where is the magic number? So here is a nice little graph. Let's say this was the time you had your dinner. Insulin went up to digest that food, push the food into our cells. Then slowly insulin levels will start coming down. And around the 16-hour mark, this almost J-shaped curve reaches its optimal point. So like it says here, 70% of reduction in our insulin levels will happen in the first 24 hours, but almost the 60% mark is reached around 16 hours. If you continue beyond to 24, you will get more benefit, but as you can see, the graph is becoming slightly flatter. So you will get benefit, but not as much benefit. So the magic number is 16. It might take you time to get there, but if you slowly get to 16, you will find amazing benefits for this. And there is no golden rule. This is not Vivek Srivastava rule that this is the only way. I'm not a Babaji that you have to follow my rule. If you don't follow, you will not get benefit, or I will give you bad curses. You follow the rule that works for you. Every human body is different. Each individual is different. And that's why I work with my patients to come up with a plan that works for them and come up with what will be available to their lifestyle. They may be traveling, they may be having business meetings, they may be having other jobs. The plan has to work with your lifestyle. If I make a very rigid plan, it doesn't work with your lifestyle, of course it will fail. And we obviously blame ourselves. I'm not a good patient. I'm not able to do this. Actually, it's not your fault. It's the fault of science because we didn't understand what was happening in the science to follow it correctly. That's the key thing to understand. So we will have a feeding window, which is this 8 hours. And we will have a fasting window. So I like to use the word feasting because we are going to eat like our ancestors used to. When we eat properly. Our brain is happy, our body is happy, we are feeling good. We are not depriving ourselves of anything. The key word in intermittent fasting is intermittent. So very, very important not to develop a routine, because if a body realizes we are in a routine, it will reset its hormones and we will lose the benefit. So many of you who have tried intermittent fasting, you may find that you have hit a plateau. You're not able to lose weight, or your blood sugar is not changing, your blood pressure is not coming down. This is because you have gone into a routine. Break the routine. That's very, very important. How to break the routine? At least give 1 to 2 days. If you're diabetic, maybe 1 day. If you're not diabetic, you can take 2 days where you break the routine and have a feast. That means no restriction on how many meals you will have, no restriction on what you will eat. You can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, so that the body doesn't recognize a pattern. You can eat everything, enjoy everything, and then go back into intermittent fasting cycle. Some people say, I cannot do this. I want to start with 12, 13, 14 hours. Doesn't matter. You can take 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to slowly move towards 18. Once you start doing 18, some people say, now I can do 16, I can do 18. Some people move to 20, 24, 48. I have done 84 hours also. Nothing great. You can see me. I look the same. I don't look like an angry man, or I don't look like a starving man. This is absolutely doable, and it's no miracle. Anyone can do it.